album, but you know,
Yeah,
it didn't strike me as a double album to me.
I counted it as a double album. Uh, so, but so it landed here. I am a Ka person. I love Ka,
Hmm.
and we've had Ka number one before. This what to me, this is not a bad Ka album. Uh, this is not my least favorite Ka album. This is a very, very great series of songs. Cobra's amazing.
Yeah.
There's some really cool hooks on here. Uh, and but I will forever think of this album as like the triple entendre wordsmith album. It's full of really eye-popping lines and flips and usages. It's very
Yeah,
technical. It's right there for the people who are like, is he a bars guy? Yes. Boom.
yeah.
Uh,
My man said you would think they were vegan the way they plant based. That shit is so crazy, bro. Like, come on. That's like Absol take notes. Absol take notes.
yeah. No, it's this is a highly technical, high level album, but weirdly enough, that's kind of not enough for Ka. Like,
Mm.
so Ka, there's a shared thread with Billy Woods in that sense that Ka is a great rapper, but what you and a great writer the way Woods is, but is connected to his emotions in a
Yeah.
direct. So the best Ka albums are are full of songs. I don't know why I think of Old Justice, right? Descendants of Cain. Old Justice. I, I can't tell you exactly what that song's about, but it's sorrowful as fuck.
Yeah.
Mm.
You
And
know?
then to like follow that up with I Love,
Yeah.
the song about his mom, his wife, and his mans who passed away.
Yeah.
Like he sounds like if he fucks that up, he's gonna just break down and start crying. Like that's one of the most emotional songs I've ever heard in my life. You know, like Ka is so great at that. You know, like he's so good at rapping shit that's so simple. You're like, why didn't I think of that? You know, like but like it's hard, but it's like so base and so just like I don't know, like he's just so good. He's one of my favorites like ever, and that's
Oh,
Yeah.
because he's so excellent at breaking down complex ideas into really simple language that just kind of like hits, you know. And like he does it with the parables, and I always loved him deciding to kind of take these mythologies and kind of like translate his life through those. And now he's doing it through the school system and showing like how a big thing I took from these two albums, one album, this series of songs, like Dan said, is like, you know, like Ka is like he's kind of shirked the idea of like being a teacher, and he's just
right.
kind of like, oh, I'm just telling my story. And now I
Mhm.
kind of feel like he's accepted the fact that he's a griot for his era of Brooklyn, and he's just like he's here to show how cycles of trauma and abuse and other bullshit can persevere, and just like how to handle that, and potentially just like how to handle it, not how to fix it, because nobody has the answer for
No,
that.
no.
But like, you know, he's just like he just does such a good job of making that shit seem so clear. Ka's music is so clear and like edifying, and so like I come out of every Ka album understanding things about myself that I didn't get before.
Yeah.
You know, like that you know, you listen to a song like Ascension,
Yeah.
and like I reviewed those albums for Pitchfork, and Ascension to me, that's like that reminded me a lot of Jay Electronica's Act One. It sounded like he was rapping over the John Bryan score to Eternal Sunshine, like, and I had never really heard Ka over something so lush
Mm.
before, you know, like just like the violins and the occasional like bolt of electric guitars. Like I
Yep.
kind of wish there was more of that, you know, like
Right.
he really, you know, you know, like both these, you know, like this these two projects to me are so like it's like the brightest music he's ever made, just in terms of like the sound quality and like the samples he's drawing from. Like it sounds like sunlight, even if it's not like saccharine, like colorful.
Right.
Like it's not like saturated. It's just like it's like bleach dry sunlight. Like you're in the middle of the desert and like your shit's just like melting on your face. Like you're being attacked almost. That's what these beats sound like to me, as because like everything else is like very dark and insular and like sticky, like tar type shit, and this is just it's just like blindingly bright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's kind of wild. Also, the song, the one of the songs with Chuck Strangers is one of my favorites of the year. The Animos produced one on Languish Arts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Animos, shout out to Chucky.
I will say I prefer Languish Arts to Woeful.
I think I do too.
And I know
I do too. I agree.
Important people disagree, and I respect them. I would say but to your point, Dylan, Ka is best when he's dealing with trauma and creating his own ethics out of it. Right?
Yeah.
Mapping out what honor means. I think there's a point, I don't know if it's these albums or if it's another album, where he just says it's okay to call the police if your neighbor's a child.
Yeah, that's it was on that was on fucking A Martyr's Reward. I talked to somebody about that. It's not snitching if you're telling on a pedophile. That's the exact line. It's not snitching if you're telling on a pedophile. Like
if someone else said that, they could say it and it would be fine. But because Ka said it and the way he said it and the dignity in his delivery, it's him directly interacting with all of that, dipset cloud of silliness and being like, no, real ethics don't live in this place.
Yes. Right. I mean, his sense lyrically, and we've talked about this before, like his sense of spacing. So he's able to control the spacing around the phrasing, which really makes certain lines that he wants to hit hard for them to hit harder. He knows how to accent them using space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And it's awesome that you think about how Rock, Marcy, and Ka kind of came in this together and changed the game. Yeah. They did it with negative space. A lot of it they did with negative space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like not to get too deep about it, but that's like jazz shit, It's always it's like that's our version of like it's about the notes they're not playing, like when people talk about jazz, like that's like the stereotypical like highfalutin shit. Like it's about the notes they're not playing. It's about the drums that don't hit. It's weird. But to your point, Dan, about like the type of shit he makes, there's a specific line on Full Cobra from Languish Arts actually where he says I do this quaint rap. It ain't trap, I brung escapes. Like just like the whole I love how he plays with dichotomies like that, where it's like trap and escape and fucking like like when he says like we not innocent, we into dollars, right. Just like he
it's like a punchline rapper, but much more like sophisticated though.
Right, it's not corny. It doesn't feel try hard. It really he just comes to those conclusions in a way that doesn't feel like he's not like trying too hard to be clever. He's clever, but it's just like here it is. It's not like, oh, this is the most clever thing anyone's ever said ever. I don't feel like I'm listening to a battle rapper when I listen to Ka. I feel like I'm just listening to somebody who's just like naturally slick. Like the people that. Not all battle rappers, because there's plenty of great battle rappers who are really entertaining and are great writers. But the amateurs, I feel like they all wish they were Ka. Like if Ka didn't take himself so seriously, he might be a battle rapper, and I kind of appreciate that about him.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, there's the jazz.
I mean, she was the one who was warm and like friendly to me, the one that I felt some kind of emotional ties to. And my father was, just the opposite. He's like a cold motherfucker. He never spoke. He never really showed any signs of emotion.